Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Bader. My name is Max Clausen, and I'm a realtor with Metro Brokers. Last fall, I was at your garage sale, and Mike, I bought your bicycle for my son, your road bike. And at that time, you mentioned that you were thinking that might be a possibility that you would move in the coming year, maybe this spring. So I just wanted to follow up with that conversation that we had, and I want to give you a market analysis on your property on Independent Circle. So, um, if anything else, this will just give you some good information as far as the value of your property. I was the guy. I talked to you for a while, and know the Petties that used to be your next door neighbors, Chris and Beth, and my kids played baseball with their kids for a long time, and my son was roommates with Adam, when they went off to college. So anyway, a little bit of mutual history there. Independent Circle. So the first thing I do when I do a market analysis is I pull up your property on public records. At any time, you can push pause on this video and take a more in-depth look at what's on the screen. What I do is I pull up all the information on your property, and it tells me the above ground square footage, the style of house. You have a walkout, the basement square footage. It looks like you have an unfinished walkout basement in your house, and just a lot of history on your house. So that gives me information that I can then go to the MetroList system, and I can pull up comparable home sales within, let's say, the last 3 months. So 3 beds, 2 baths, above ground square footage of 24 square feet. So what I do is I go into the MetroList system and I pull up houses that are comps, and on your house I pulled up ranch style properties within the last 90 days that have sold, are active, or currently under contract, and I came up with 6 comparable homes. Now, there's going to be nothing directly in Bradbury, your section of Bradbury. There's what they call, Auburn Hills, or Bradbury Hills, some people call it. There's some of the new stuff over there that is on the west side of Chambers, and some properties that are further south. So there's nothing that happened in the last 3 months directly in Bradbury, but there are comparable homes in surrounding areas north of Lincoln. And so let's take a closer look at those. So what I do is I take this MLS data and I export it into my own spreadsheet so I can organize it and do some calculations and break down the information. So here's my spreadsheet, and I have the sorry about that. I have the 6 properties. 1 property is active. That one's on Phoebe, and if you look, this is going to be 3 beds, 2 baths, just like yours. Your house is slightly larger than this one, about 150 square feet larger, and then the finished is the same. So all of these 6 comps that I use are ranch style homes with unfinished basements of comparable size to yours. So everything's comparable. This one sold for $495, and it was on the market for 19 days. And I'll go over a little bit more about the finishes on all of these houses so that you can see how it compares to yours. I'm kind of flying blind here because I haven't seen the inside of your house. I don't know how updated or remodeled it is, but you will have a good idea of how it's going to compare to these after I'm done with my presentation. So there's one that's under contract, and it has 1 extra bedroom. It's again a little bit smaller than yours, 1,900. It's actually 200 square feet smaller. The finish is 200 square feet. It has a little bit smaller of a basement. Again, it's an unfinished basement because the above ground square footage and the finished square footage are the same. So therefore the basement doesn't have a finish. And this one is under contract at $446,500. We don't know if it's under contract. I would think that it might be under contract for a lesser amount than that, to be honest. And this one, because that one was on the market for about 5 months, and when it's on the market that long, people are not usually getting what they're asking. So anyway, it's again comparable to yours. Now these 4 properties that sold are what appraisers would use. Some of those numbers in active or under contract might be pie in the sky because people are just kind of fishing to see what they can get. These are numbers that actually sold, and we know the actual price, and this is the numbers that is going to help establish the value. Yours is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, as far as public record says, and these, on average, are 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Yours is 100 square foot or less than 100 square foot larger, about 70 square foot larger than the average of these 4. Yours is it's the same numbers as far as the finish because all of these have unfinished basements. And the square footage of the basement, yours has about a 250 square foot larger basement. So unfinished basements are really nice, actually, because people like to have the latitude of finishing out those basements to their specifications. Some people want to have extra bedrooms down there, maybe a couple, and some people might want to have just a rec area with a media room and whatever. So it allows people to add their own custom flair. So I don't think a unfinished basement is a negative, especially when the finish is kind of odd. And some people say, gosh, I like the house, but the basement finish sure isn't what I would have chosen. So an unfinished basement isn't necessarily a negative. So these numbers, these columns here, are the price per square foot above grade. On average, people are getting $226. Price per square foot finished, again, these are the same. The price per square foot total, and these are the lot sizes. So yours is right in there with the lot sizes, almost within 11 square feet. But there was that one on Terrawood Court had a much larger double-sized lot, let's say. And so without that one in the lot, yours is larger than most of the others. There was only one that was significantly larger than yours. Here's the date of the build, and then here's the days on the market. So with these short days on the market, I would imagine people got close to or maybe even more than what they're asking for. So again, I'm just trying to break these down. On average, they're getting $463, let's say. And I'm not going to be able to establish a hard and fast number for you unless I come over and see your house, and then I can really kind of compare it. But like I said, I'm going to give you a little bit more information on those houses, that these 6 comparable homes. So this is the house on Phoebe Street, and it's the one that is in that newer section that's west of Chambers. It's not a brand new house. It has been occupied. It was built in 2015. But let's take a peek at how this house looks as far as the photographs. So it has oak floors, the features in the sheetrock, the coffered ceilings. It's only 2 years old, so it's not dated yet. So it has the wrought iron railing, dark cabinets, the oak cabinets, the honey oak like were popular so many years ago, those are no longer popular. So when people are remodeling or buying new, they're looking for a different color than the orange honey oak. So this is a ranch style house, and it is comparable to yours as far as square footage, but you can get an idea. They got gas kitchen stove, and they have granite counters and the dark chocolate or whatever you want to call it for the color of the cabinets. A nice tile backsplash. There's probably the master, yeah, and then there's the master looking, I think that's the master bath. Here's a secondary bedroom. And the secondary bathroom looks like that's laminate, not granite. But it has nice modern amenities as far as there's the brushed nickel is what it looks like to me. The tile is nothing exciting in the bath surround. It's 4-inch white tile. And here's a large unfinished basement, so I'm thinking that that's going to be comparable to yours. A covered patio. And then it has a nice setting. It's looking out to the open space area, and so I think that's a comparable setting to yours. A walkout. Very comparable home to yours. So this one is active. And let's go back on that. I want to see the size of that yard. I'm not sure. It looks pretty small. It's kind of a pie shape or something. It looks narrow here, and then it gets pretty big. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes with the lenses that they use, and it distorts. But an open, wild area behind. So a nice house. And again, that one is currently on the market for $495. If we go to the next one, this was the one that's under contract. And this one, the location is across from the equestrian park that's on Motsenbocker. So if you're familiar with that, where Motsenbocker takes that sharp turn, and you go around, and then there's the equestrian park, and all the ball fields are back in there. And this one is back in that area. It's on the lots in there are pretty small. Shadberry Lane, and the lot on this one is 2,000 square foot smaller than yours. It's under contract, so the original price, and this is the one that was on the market for 150 whatever days, and so they overpriced it, and when that happens, it's not a good thing. Sometimes people say, well, it can't hurt to ask more, but it really does hurt, and what happens is you lose the initial excitement. People like, oh my gosh, I like the house, but it's way more than everything else, and it just kind of languishes. And it sometimes when, or maybe a lot of times, when you price it appropriately, then you get that initial multiple bidding, and things get bid up, and sometimes you get more than what was anticipated because people get in little bidding wars. So anyway, this one is under contract. We don't know what the contract is for. It started out at $480, then it went to $446, let's say, and then it went under contract while it was priced at $446. We don't know what price the contract is for. So this house, if we take a look at the photos, it has that 3-car in the front. I'm not sure if yours has the tandem feature. A little bit of hardwood flooring and a lot of carpeting. There looks like flooring up there. I'm just trying to decide. It's clean and nice, but it's not really updated much. It has carpet everywhere, or a lot of carpet, let's say. There's some surround speakers. I'm just looking for special features. And it has nicer lighting. And there's the kitchen. And that's kind of what people, it's nice, but that's not what people are choosing for their first choice right now is the honey oak cabinets. A lot of orange in this house. The flooring matches the cabinets. And I can throw stones at that one because that's what I'm living with right now. Maybe not quite like that. This is pretty entry-level cabinets, and then looks like they have some granite for the countertops, a gas stove, black appliances. The sink is kind of in an odd place. It's in the island there. It makes food prep a little bit different, maybe. So really the island is about your only food prep area. The others were pretty small. I would guess this is the master. Again, basic cabinets, linoleum. And here's the large unfinished basement, and I'm guessing that's what yours looks like. And the 3-car garage, landscaped, kind of zero-scaped, low maintenance. Yeah. And then, it looks like they're backing up to some, almost looks like townhomes to me. But yeah, not a lot of privacy out the back. So that's a lot different than yours. No, maybe not. They're not townhomes. They're just homes that are very close together. So that's that one. And now we're looking at the solds. So this one actually went on the market at $480, and it ended up selling for $488, let's say, and it was 2 days on the market. So they got into that competitive bidding. And if we take a look at it, 3-car has a nice look on the outside. Nicely decorated. It has the plantation shutters and some nice features that people like. It looks like it shows really well. And another thing you can see in these photographs, they're high quality photographs, and this is similar to the photographer that I use. They use what they call high definition photography, and it just really pops. So it looks like cherry cabinets, and this is not granite slab. This is granite tile. So it's definitely a step down on the countertop. And white appliances. They got a double oven, and looks like a gas range right in there. So it's a nicer kitchen maybe than the last one as far as the amount of food prep area. Pretty big counters, but you can see the line in there, the granite tile. The tile on the floor, again, is kind of distorted from the lens, but it's kind of looking to me like it's 12 by 12. It might be a little bit bigger. The master, again, plantation shutters. That's definitely an upgrade. They have nice furniture and stuff, which doesn't stay, but it stages well. And then looking out, I guess you're probably looking out the side, and you see that house. This is one of the secondary bedrooms. The secondary bath. Again, tile countertops, plantation shutters. This is, I think this is another bedroom, but they're using it as a study. And then the basement. And then looking at the back, this is more comparable to your situation. And it's a big yard. Oh, this is that one that had the double size backyard, the 14,000 square foot backyard. So this one sold for $488, and it sold January, the end of January this year. So it's a pretty good, accurate comp, and it was on the market for 2 days. So when things are on the market that short, it doesn't make it any easier. The all the same activities in order to close need to happen, and most likely you're looking at multiple offers and countering and calling for highest and best, and it's a lot of activity that's kind of crammed into just a couple days. Here's the next one. Again, this one was on the market for 4 days, and it got into a competitive bidding situation where they were asking $385, and it went for $395. Let's take a look and see. It's got really nice landscaping, really good curb appeal. Wood in the traffic pattern. Looks like honeycomb shades instead of the plantation shutters. They're nice also. But yeah, the whole traffic pattern from the front door all the way to the back of the house, that's nice. You're not walking on carpet. And it has updated lighting. Pretty, very basic kitchen. These are ash cabinets, just kind of builder grade, and then the glass top stove and laminate countertop, and then mini blinds in the windows. So just kind of gives you an idea of how they're furnished. If I go back to that one, let me see. This is looking out the back, and there are lots of houses. There's a house out the back, there's a house out the side. You're pretty surrounded on this one by other people. Modern houses, these little alcoves for 32-inch TVs are no longer the standard. That TVs are getting bigger and bigger by the year, and none of them will fit into these things anymore. So a lot of oak. Not a really big family room. Probably the master. Yeah, there's the master. Yeah, and then laminate. Just pretty basic. This one actually has carpet in the bathroom. And the tile is just very basic white or bone, maybe 4-inch tile. Again, surrounded by houses. Every window you look out, there's houses. Laminate, 4x tile, bone color. Nice landscaping on this house. They don't have a picture of the basement. Here's the next one. It was on for $545, and it sold for $540, and it sold in 34 days on the market before it went under contract. Good looking outside, good looking interior. It's got granite. It's got kind of cherry looking cabinets. I don't think it's cherry, it's the stain, but it's really nice looking, and it has crown molding, stainless steel appliances, gas range, island, and then hard surfaces throughout. It has some kind of laminate flooring, and then really nice lighting. So very tasteful. Plantation shutters. The whole main floor is the hardwood, except in the bedroom. Wow, look at the nice glass enclosure in the shower. And then there's the tub over here. And they have 2 sinks, but they're separated, so it's a pretty nice bathroom. And then the stacked stone for the fireplace. Fancy backsplash. So that's all the main level of that house. And you have, a little patio that's covered, but you're looking at some neighbors right at the back. Little office area off of the kitchen. Things are going slow here. And then here's the last one, a 2-car garage. At least the door is 2-car. It could be tandem. No, I don't think it is tandem. Granite tile countertops. Here's an example of the photography. You can just see they didn't hire professional photographers, and it's just kind of that orange just really floods the whole picture frame, dominates it. And then they have some kind of a fisheye lens, and it looks like you have a 6-foot wide refrigerator, but that's not the case. And the honey oak kitchen cabinets, so you can see distortion again in this lens. I think these windows and the doors. Pictures of corners. Yeah, I'm not a professional photographer, but I can recognize when they use them. There's that alcove that is kind of dated, which is pretty common. Most houses in this area are going to have them, but they don't fit modern TVs. TVs have just gone through the roof. A picture of a corner, picture of a closet. So there's carpet everywhere, including in here in the master bath. So it's pretty basic. There's the oak and the laminate, and then the light bar is the vanity bar or whatever they used to call those. I have some of those in my house. So a big patio, but there's neighbors out the back. I guess this is that area actually that is right across Lincoln, and it's that gated community that is kind of across from Gyrie's, if you know where that is. It's not necessarily a 55 and older community, but it definitely leans that direction. And then here's the unfinished basement. It has the suspended wood floor. So there you go. That gives you a little bit of an idea of how those houses would compare to yours. So I just am sending this out to you because of the conversation I had with you about your bike and your thinking that you might be interested in moving this coming summer. So if you have any questions at all, please give me a call. Again, my name is Max, and 303-726-0867. Thanks a lot.